You spoke a little bit about him just there. Obviously, Louis Moult's come in and made a quick fire debut, and just what have Dundee United got in adding him to the squad?
Well, in both Louis and Tony, I think we've got really good experience. Two players that have played at a very high level. Both players unfortunately have suffered injury setbacks throughout the course of last season, and it's really important throughout these upcoming games that we get those types of guys as many minutes as possible to try and get the match sharpness and the match fitness back. So, Louis only trained with the boys on Monday morning and then was thrown straight into the team for the second half. So we've had to spend a little bit of time with Louis just to go through what the game plan looks like, how our defensive shape looks like out of possession, and some of the different movements that we're looking for in the forward areas. But like I said, he's a terrific player. I can see the quality that he's going to bring to the group already, and the sooner we can get him fitter, the better.
And you've already mentioned a little bit about transfers as well, but having those first two games, does that change your perspective on areas you want to improve, or is it the same as before?
No, I think we're in a good position. I really do. I think the 3 goals that we've conceded in the last 2 games have been, we've been punished for mistakes that we've made. I don't think either of the 2 oppositions that we've played against has had to work too hard for the goals that we've conceded, unfortunately, from our point of view. Those are things that we've looked at and we've analysed, and everybody's in agreement that we need to defend better in those key moments. I think we've been very unfortunate in the last couple of games not to have scored some more goals. And I think back to the Spartans game, we've hit the woodwork a couple of times, we've missed a penalty, we've missed a couple of one-on-one opportunities. On another day, we might have came away with a 2 or a 3-1 victory there, and things don't look quite as bad as what they do right now on paper. But Tuesday night, yes, again the goals were poor, but I thought there was elements in the performance that were very, very positive. Some really good individual performances from some of the younger players in the squad, and some valuable minutes for the likes of Tony Watt and Louis Moult.
And just a final question, obviously I suppose a positive for yourself as a manager is having these competitive games before the league starts, and you still have more games to try and work on anything that you want to implement as well before you go into the league campaign.
Yeah, look, I like the competition, I do. I wish it was probably a couple of weeks later into the season, but I know the challenges that possesses because of we need to get the league campaign up and running. I know financially it's a good competition for some of the part-time teams out there that maybe are some of the smaller teams in the competition, where the lack of revenue at this time of the season is very demanding for them, if you like. So I can see the bonus to having the League Cup as early as what we have, but every manager out there will be in the same boat. I'm not sitting here or standing here trying to make excuses for our slow start, but I think it's fair to say that there's not a team in the competition right now that is up to full fitness and is where they want to be. We're still probably 2 or 3 weeks away from getting that optimum fitness, and sometimes you get that success straight away, and sometimes you have to wait that little bit longer. And unfortunately for us, the first 2 games have been poor, but we've got an opportunity tomorrow to bounce back with a victory in front of our home fans, and that's what we intend to do.
And you spoke about new faces there as well. Moult was added to the team this week. Do you feel like you need to strengthen it further still?
We are still looking in the market, yeah. I think at the top end of the pitch now we've got some really good options with Tony Watt, Louis Moult, Rory McLeod is there as well. Middle of the field we look quite strong. I think we've got good options there. We've got 1 or 2 players in the squad that can play a number of positions. Look, we'll continue to try and add quality. We're not desperately in need of anything at this particular moment in time, but there's still plenty of time left in the transfer window. I'm delighted with the business that we have done up to now. I've had great backing and great support from the chief executive and the rest of the board of directors, and every decision that we make is in the best interests of the football club, and we'll continue to try and improve as we go forward.
And last, team news?
We've had no injuries, thank God, so everybody's came through Tuesday night unscathed. And yeah, I've got a fully fit squad of players to choose from.
Yeah, first of all, obviously a 2-1 defeat to Partick Thistle last time out. How do you reflect on that?
I think first 10-15 minutes we do well. We kind of take it to them, and then a wee bit of naivety on our part in terms of defending from the front as well, from myself, everybody. And the manager spoke about it, set pieces and the goals we concede are just not acceptable, and it's annoying because we've worked on it and it's maybe just lapses of concentration, and I'm sure the manager will fix that because that's what he's big on.
And in the game, did you feel there was an improvement from the game, at Spartans as well?
Yeah, we watched back highlights of the game against Spartans, and if I scored the penalty, then we'd probably gone and won that game. But credit to Spartans, they beat us, and no, it's disappointing not to win any of the two. But I do think there's signs. Obviously, it's pre-season still. There's definitely positive signs, and I think we'll be all right. I think if we just tidy up at the back, in the middle, and in front, then I think we'll be a good team this year.
And what's the feeling inside the dressing room after these first two games? There's just a hunger to get that first win?
Yeah, we all want to do well by the manager, and yeah, we're not upset. I drove home on Tuesday knowing that it wasn't good enough the result, but we know what we've done wrong, and it's plain to see. Any football fan watching can see that there's a lot of positive from what we're doing, and we controlled the game first 10-15 minutes, and then they went longer, and we were probably too nice at times and didn't know how to handle that. But even the second goal, set piece, we're big on set pieces. We shouldn't be conceding that easily, and we know where we went wrong, but we're not worried. We just need to get a few wins and just get everybody back on side and go and do it together. We're going to need the fans, we're going to need the players, we're going to need the staff, everybody to be together and really kick on, because it could be an exciting season for us this year.
And obviously Peterhead this weekend, what your thoughts going into that one?
Yeah, every team in the leagues are tough. We want to win, we want to do the right things, and I'm sure that when it clicks, it will click well, and it's going to be a big season for us, I'm sure of that.
And just a last one for myself, obviously you had your spell away from the club at St Mirren last season, but you're back here this season. What are your targets for being back at Dundee United this season?
Yeah, first of all, I'm happy to be back. It wasn't really my plan to leave in January. If you'd asked me in September, October, I'd never had an idea of leaving, but I had to leave. That was life, and I'm glad I can come back and start again. And I've had good conversations with the management and the people upstairs as well, and I'm happy to be here. I'm delighted to be here, and we want to win every game. We want to win as many games as possible and go and win the league, and that's our aim. We need to win the league and get promoted and get Dundee United back to exactly where it should be, and that's that.